Costa and two very, very special guests. They have a long resume, but I'll just call them MVPs. Jay Glazer, Nate Boyer, by MVP, I mean merging players and vets.
Merging vets and players.
Merging vets and players. You did that the opposite way. MPV, yeah, it sounds like something else. Got to laugh out of Nate on that one. But you know,
I knew I loved this show for a reason.
You guys have done a lot of great work, and I said this during a commercial break, but this could be your greatest work. I appreciate what you guys are doing, man. Thank you for joining us for the 9 o'clock hour.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people watching right now, and I'm getting texts. All right, ask Glazer where Brady's going. We're not going to ask you where Brady's going, but how do you see this playing out on the feeling of Brady becomes a free agent for the first time on Monday? Just what can we expect for the next 2 weeks?
Which I don't know about you guys, but it's mind-boggling to me that they would let, I think it's the greatest quarterback in the history of anything, be a free agent. I mean, life in the NFL is terrible when you don't have a quarterback.
Right.
And you got a great one there, and their offense was still top 10 despite losing their center, David Andrews, which I think
huge
a lot
deal.
of people don't talk about. And despite the lack of weapons they have over there, it's mind-boggling that they may let him go somewhere else. I don't think Brady knows where Brady wants to go yet, but I think it's interesting, too, that there are teams that are kind of using, that are truly interested in him, teams that are using the threat of, we can go after Brady
like
if you don't want to take this right. It's exactly what they're doing. We can go after Tom. They're kind of leaking out. We can go after Tom if, you know, they have a quarterback there, and even people with quarterbacks on the roster that they may want to redo their deal with.
Yeah.
They're turning around and say, well, we can bring Tom Brady in. So some of it's coming from Brady, some of it's coming from their people, some of it's just coming from the, you know, from others who just want to stir up whatever and act like they know and they don't know. But I truly, truly think Tom doesn't fully know yet. And because those conversations, or a lot of teams are even like afraid to have these conversations and get shot down, let's say, and then it gets back to their quarterback and things like that. It's a really delicate dance, all of this too. But I think he's also enjoying, like, all right, what do you got? Let me see. What can you put on the table? Actually, I know where he's going. I just want to say because I work at Fox.
There you go.
We'll talk about it off camera.
Fox NFL Sunday. Watch that.
All right. Well, we have a nice little game that we want to bring you guys into because it's time to break down the biggest stories of the week and more with a little Throwdown Thursday. Let's start it off with free agency. We've talked plenty about Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers, but there are two other young QBs possibly hitting the market who could be a big difference maker for quite a few squads. So I want to know, which free agent QB would you rather have as your starting quarterback? Teddy Bridgewater or Jameis Winston? Discuss.
I'll jump right in. I'm going with Teddy Bridgewater. As much as I've been high on Jameis Winston, I said last year, I was drinking my coffee, right? I'm on the show. I said, man, Jameis Winston is balling. I saw a hand fly across, and it was Peter Schrager trying to slap the coffee out of him. He said, balling? Balling? Listen, he led the league with 5,000 yards passing. I know he went 30 for 30 like the ESPN docs, but he fixed his thumb, and he got his eyes fixed. But even with all that said, Teddy Bridgewater is more consistent, and I trust him with the ball in his hands, so I'm going with Teddy Bridgewater, even though I do like Jameis.
I'm going with the stability of Teddy also. I look at Teddy as a guy who can lead a franchise. What he's learned the last few years under Drew Brees, he can take with him as a starter in the league anywhere he really wants to play. This is a guy who not only is loved by players, but loved by coaches, and I think he gets it up here, which is so important. Jameis has only known one way, and it's the Tampa way. Maybe it's good for Jameis to start somewhere else, but I'm not sure I'm signing up for Jameis as my QB1.
I agree with both of you guys. I'm going with Teddy Bridgewater because we talked about him learning under Brees, but how about Sean Payton? Sean Payton showing him that confidence, but this is a guy also, he was so beloved there, but so beloved with the Vikings. When he went down there, it was like, oh my gosh, it was that they were in mourning over that and how much they loved him. So that Teddy Bridgewater is a true leader and a locker room maker.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I'm not going to disagree with you guys. I'm no expert, but I did go to a Saints game last year in the Superdome. And
is that your expertise?
That's my expertise.
Hey, I did go to a lot of people on TV.
But it was early on after Drew got hurt. There was all that pressure, you know, and he stepped up, and he didn't have huge numbers, but like he did what he had to do, and the defense stepped up too. So like a team, when they rally around a player like that, there's something about that in the locker room. You know what I mean? And he knows how to win. He gets it done. And
I like that. Now you're like, I'm no expert, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
It sounded like.
Well, there's no flinch in Teddy Bridgewater. He knows what he has to do. He can step in seamlessly, and because of that, no one else flinched on the team either. Like, oh, we got Teddy, good, we're cool.
By the way, the fact that he came back from that injury,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Mind-boggling.
Mind-blowing.
I don't think people know the severity.
Yeah, they don't. They really don't understand.
People said that, that players were, vomiting and throwing their helmet on the ground. The leg injury was so gruesome, and then
Jim was crying
at the same time, and then they almost talked about amputating his leg.
Yeah, that was a really, really That was kind of Alex Smith-like and Zach Miller-like. And the fact that he has come back is just beyond mind-boggling. It's incredible.
No one deserves a payday more.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's incredible. All right, guys. Now, pro days are finally going down with schools like Clemson, Nebraska, all those happening today in Oklahoma and Wisconsin. Yesterday, 4 of the league's top receivers are from Clemson and Alabama.
Okay.
So my question to you is, which is the better wide receiver duo? Clemson's DeAndre Hopkins and Sammy Watkins, or Alabama's Julio Jones and Amari Cooper?
Hey, this is tough, man.
Yeah, 6 in one, half a dozen in the other.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Julio Jones and Amari Cooper, just for the simple fact that you're not going to see a down year from Julio Jones. You might have a year where he isn't getting the end zone a ton, but he's still going to get you over 1,000 yards and really make little boys, the DBs look like little boys. And Amari Cooper can roll out of bed and give you 1,000 yards with any quarterback he plays with. Sometimes you'll see Sammy Watkins disappear. Now, he'll have a game where he'll score 3 touchdowns, look like the best receiver in the NFL, but then there's another game where he's either banged up or dealing with something, and he doesn't make the same type of impact. So I'm going with the latter, Jones and Cooper.
DeAndre Hopkins is pretty good.
He's damn good.
I think he's the best one overall, but duo-wise.
You saying DeAndre Hopkins, you feel like he's the best receiver overall? I'm not mad at that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just the catches.
Remember Michael
Just
Thomas?
the insane catches.
Yeah, Michael Thomas. I would also go with the Alabama duo, but Sammy Watkins' career is fantastic because he's been paid as well as anyone in the league.
Crazy.
And in those big moments last year for the Chiefs, on that big 3rd down play in the AFC Championship game where the lead was 11 points, it was Sammy who they went to, not Tyreek. And in the Super Bowl, Richard Sherman's covering him. Who they go to? It was Sammy they went to. So don't look at just numbers and look at it. Sammy Watkins is a really good wide receiver, but
No doubt.
when he's on the field.
Yeah.
Well, I played at Phoenix College online, so.
Hey, but you were a beast, though.
I was a beast at Phoenix
Never
College
dropped the ball.
online.
He never dropped the
You
ball.
got to say, I transferred from DeVry.
Yeah.
Both schools undefeated those years. It was great.
That game you had against ICDC College, yeah, that was amazing, man.
You guys are
I don't know who I picked there, man. I don't know who I picked there.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Earlier we had our little dating game, so let's bring that whole theme back. The Bachelor had its season finale this week, and all anybody could talk about was Peter's mom.
Not my mom.
Barbara.
The guy on The Bachelor.
If y'all are not Team Barb, it's because you don't know about Latina moms and their sons. I'm all in for it. Her reactions during the final episodes were pretty explosive, but keeping the theme of outspoken moms, who is the better football movie mom? Kathy Bates' Mama Boucher from The Waterboy, or Sandra Bullock's Leanne Toohey in The Blind Side? 2 very different.
I'm going to start with that. Kathy Bates, how do you not? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes,
She was mean in the
Mama
movie,
Boucher.
though.
No, she was not. She was not mean at all.
She was intense.
She gave him some tough love that she
lied to
needed.
him.
Yeah, and she told him foosballs for the devil.
Yeah.
But it is.
Jay, were you in? I feel like I remember. Were you in Waterboy or another movie? What
I
movie
was
were you in?
The Longest Yard.
Longest Yard.
Yeah, I was actually. I got an Oscar for Best Supporting Nod. You want to see it?
Let me see it.
Ready?
That was your part.
That was good.
You're good, right?
Rob.
So you were with Sandler? Did you meet Sandler?
Yeah, he was great. And then I was in The Game Plan with The Rock.
Yeah.
My little sister.
With the little girl.
I think he was in that. I would know I was in it. Yeah. Yes. And that led to my burgeoning acting career here at Ballers, which I have won an Emmy for, an Oscar, a Nobel Peace Prize, a Tony.
Oh, man, everything, huh?
You got an EGOT for
Grammy, all that.
Best actor ever. Yeah.
You and The Rock side by side, you guys look like a before and after photo.
After.
It's like the movie Twins.
He's DeVito.
Yeah, he's the Vito.
There you go. Okay, I got it. That's it.
Leanne Toohey is a real person. That's Michael Orr. I'm going to go with Leanne Toohey. Sandra Bullock won the Oscar for it. I'm going Leanne Toohey. Ole Miss, let's go.
Nah, I'm going with Mama Boucher. And here's the thing, because I'm in Jersey, and Strays, you can speak to this. I see a lot of blindside out in Jersey.
What does that mean, Nick?
I pull up to these gyms, and there's this 6'4" black kid. He's 13 years old, windmilling and dunking. And I'm like, where's Mama at? And then this white lady comes in and was like, hey, Tyrone, let's go.
Isn't that a good thing?
Oh, it's a great thing. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying I see the real story. The reason I love Mama Boucher because it was funny and made up.
Right.
On that, Nate, anything?
That is fantastic.
No, nothing.
You can't follow that.
I cannot follow this.
Oh, guys, you were the best. Thank you so much for coming in and spreading love. And, of course, check out MVP, Merging Vets and Players. Go check it out. Go
I want to make it
support
out.
Every NFL team, help us out.
Hugely important. You guys are the
I want
best.
to help you guys.
All right, coming up, should Bill Belichick